John 18. Having said these words, Yeshua went out with his taught ones beyond the Kidron torrent, where there was a garden, into which he and his taught ones entered. And Yehuda, who delivered him up, also knew the place, because Yeshua often met there with his taught ones. Yehuda then, having received the company of soldiers and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, came there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yeshua then, knowing all that would come upon him, went forward and said to them, "Whom do you seek?" They answered him, "Yeshua of Nazareth." Yeshua then said to them, "I am." And Yehuda, who delivered him up, was also standing with them. When, therefore, he said to them, "I am," they drew back and fell to the ground. Once more he asked them, "Whom do you seek?" And they said, "Yeshua of Nazareth." Yeshua answered, "I said to you that I am. If, then, you seek me, allow these to go." In order that the word might be filled which he spoke, "Of those whom you have given me, I have lost none." Then Shimon Kepha, having a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. And the servant's name was Melech. Then Yeshua said to Kepha, "Put your sword in the sheath. Shall I not drink the cup which my Father has given me?" Then the company of soldiers and the commander and the officers of the Yehudim seized Yeshua and bound him. And they led him away to Hanan first, for he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was a high priest that year. Now Caiaphas was the one who had gave counsel to the Yehudim, that it was better that one man should die for the people. And Shimon Kepha followed Yeshua with another taught one, and that taught one was known to the high priest, and went with Yeshua into the courtyard of the high priest. But Kepha was standing outside of the door. So the other taught one, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to her who kept the door, and brought Kepha in. Then the servant girl who kept the door said to Kepha, "Are you also one of this man's taught ones?" He said, "I am not." And the servants and officers who had made a fire of coals stood there, because it was cold, and they warmed themselves. And Kepha was standing with them and warming himself. Then the high priest asked Yeshua about his taught ones and his teaching. Yeshua answered him, "I spoke openly to the world. I always taught in the congregation and in the set-apart place, where the Yehudim always meet, and I spoke no word in secret. Why do you ask me? Ask those who have heard me what I said to them. See, they know what I said." And when he had said this, one of the officers who stood by slapped Yeshua in the face, saying, "Do you answer the high priest this way?" Yeshua answered him, "If I have spoken evilly, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why do you strike me?" Then Hanan sent him bound to the high priest, Caiaphas. And Shimon Kepha was standing and warming himself. Then they said to him, "Are you also one of his taught ones?" He denied it and said, "I am not." One of the servants of the high priest, a relative of the one whose ear Kepha cut off, said, "Did I not see you in the garden with him?" Then Kepha denied it again, and immediately a cock crowed. Then they led Yeshua from Caiaphas to the palace, and it was early. And they themselves did not go into the palace, lest they should be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover. Pilate, therefore, came out to them and said, "What accusation do you bring against this man?" They answered and said to him, "If he were not an evildoer, we would not have delivered him up to you. Then Pilate said to them, You take him and judge him according to your law. The Yehudim said to him, It is not right for us to put anyone to death, in order that the word of Yeshua might be filled, which he spoke, signifying by what death he was about to die. Then Pilate went back into the palace and called Yeshua and said to him, Are you the sovereign of the Yehudim? Yeshua answered him, Do you say this from yourself, or did others talk to you about me? Pilate answered, Am I a Yehudite? Your own nation and the chief priests have delivered you to me. What did you do? Yeshua answered, My reign is not of this world. If my reign were of this world, my servants would fight, so that I should not be delivered to the Yehudim. But now my reign is not from here. Then Pilate said to him, You are a sovereign then. Yeshua answered, You say it because I am a sovereign. For this I was born, and for this I have come into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice. Pilate said to him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went out again to the Yehudim and said to them, I find no guilt in him. But you have a habit that I shall release someone to you at the Passover. Do you wish then that I release to you the sovereign of the Yehudim? Then they all shouted again, saying, Not this one, but Barabbas. And Barabbas was a robber.